Happy Saturday, fellow cappers, and welcome to another edition of Say Hey Plays. I'm your guy, Daby Cab, and with me today, filling in for the aforementioned Jose Bouquet, is my dude, Moose Money Bets. What's up, Moose?
Oh, Cabby, man, I've been looking forward to this ever since you asked me a few days ago. It's been way too long, dude. It's nice to cap a game with a dear friend, and we're going to be capping plenty today.
Hey, man, some people don't remember. They don't remember a couple years ago when we were doing the NCAA on Saturdays. But
oh yeah,
man, it's been a minute, man. I'm happy to be back up here with you, ready to make some money today. I tell you what, guys, Jose couldn't make it. His mom couldn't pick him up from school. She wasn't able to go get him today. So we're gonna cover it. We're gonna fill it in. We're gonna make some money. We're gonna be good to go. Shout out to everybody in the chat rolling in early. My dude Swig Bets up there. Shout out to Swigs. Make sure you guys go to pubsportsradio.com. Check out our website also. Swig's doing some big things there. You can see some best bets from some cappers. You got the UFC contest with UFC popping off today. You got to get in there and check it out because you could win a free $100. And it's as simple as clicking a few buttons. You don't got to pay anything to sign up. You get on the pubsportsradio.com, pick who's going to win the fight, how it's going to happen. And whoever gets the most right gets $100. It's that easy. So make sure you sign up too, Moose, after we get done with this. But Markel, my guy rolling in, JW, Justin right there with the stacks play of the day, been killing it right here. I'm not going to be as quick as Jose, but I can definitely find it. Hey, shout out to our guy Stacks real quick.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Looking at the Orioles team total over 4.5 minus 106. Stacks play of the day record 225 and 226. He is constantly on plus money bets. So I guarantee you that is a positive ROI on that. I don't know exactly what it is, obviously, but shout out to our guy Stacks, man. Again, it's a Baltimore team total over 4.5 right there at minus 106. Let's get paid, man. Everybody else in the chat, I want to make sure we hit them too, Moose. My dude, Troy Torrance, our guy with the spreadsheet right there. Touchdown Troy, we like to call him. Ricky Bobby, everybody, man. Ron, Nate Dogg, good to see you guys. If I missed you, drop your action in the chat and let us know how we're getting paid this Saturday. Moose, I told you backstage, I got these graphics. They are not – Jose was not able to make graphics for us today, guys. So you'll see that's about what you're going to get there. And I'm going to have to make some of them as we go, but we will roll into this thing. We got the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the New York Yankees. I know you see the fitted up here. I had to order a few new hats the other day. Yankees are favored at minus 225. Total sitting at 9.5 here. Moose, I told you I'm going to let you take these off the top, and then I'll roll in. What are you looking at right here?
First thing I thought I saw was that there was some kind of expected weather delay. Thought I saw somebody in the chat throw out that there might be a delay, was asking what that might do to affect the hitters and the pitchers. And quite frankly, you don't really know how that's going to affect the hitters or the pitchers, depending on what routine they're able to get through. If a pitcher is able to get through their normal routine, stay on schedule, it's not going to affect them too much. Hitters, you're always worried about the fact they might not get their swings in. You can get swings in underneath in the cage, but I mean, come on, Dabby, we've both done batting practice. I mean, I'm not sure you've done batting practice, correct? You've taken some swings from the plate, right? Or were you PO since birth? Oh wow, did we get a mute already?
Man, already? Yo, I wasn't a PO until I was 17, so my senior year of high school, which pissed me off because I was a better hitter than like half of the people in the lineup.
Hey, pitcher's best athlete on the field. I mean, come on. I mean, not even debatable. But you don't get those normal routines. When you actually get on the field and see your swing and see the result, it's a different feeling to how you feel about your swing. So if that's taken away, you never know. But these are big leaguers. Come on. The question would be, what are you going to be getting from Rodon? And what are you getting from Berrios? Berrios, 4.99 ERA on the road. His last 4 road starts have been awful. 5 of his previous 6 before that were good. But in July, his last 5 starts, 6.08 ERA versus the Yankees, 4.96, 5.65. And Rodon, 3.61 home ERA. Kind of bounced back for a last home start. Followed an awful June where he had a 7.76 ERA with a mid-inconsistent July, 4.05. Because we were kind of seeing as he was battling through some stuff, he was kind of up and down. But the question is, where do you take the money? Because you look at the line, minus 225, first 5 is not really playable. The side I was looking at was a Yankee team total, but that was priced out. So whatever you can find in this game that has runs for the Yankees or a Yankee side, if you're doing a parlay, that would be the side I'm on. I don't trust either bullpen. Both bullpens have been awful. Toronto versus left-handed pitching since the All-Star game, 689, 245 average, 387. Since July 1st, 658 OPS, 236 average, whereas the Yankees have just been absolutely crushing right-handed pitching. I'm not sure how you play this game given the pricing. I'm guessing parlay piece, but it's clearly a Yankee side. If you feel gutsy enough to trust Barrios on the road where he's been awful, hey, power to you, but I really couldn't find an angle to play in this game.
Hey, man, I tell you what, I thought that was beautiful. And I'm going to hit the chat really quick. Our guy, Steve G, said Jose is needed. Listen, Steve G, the only thing that was needed was him not to take a big steaming shit and leave me with a no graphics show. If I wasn't sitting here typing graphics, trying to hand games off, it would be a lot easier. Because we got to get something up at the bottom. If somebody clicks in, they have to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, because he had some bad sushi last night, right? And he's like stuck on the toilet. Like he texted you late and was like, yo, I'm not going to be able to get off this damn toilet, right?
Extreme diarrhea is why he's not here right now. So he said it was explosive, I think was the word that he used. So
send him some. Make sure you send Jose some gifts of some Tums and Rolaids, and try to give him some relief from the pain that he's currently experiencing.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was a beautiful breakdown here. It's a Yankees or nothing, and at minus 225, I'm not super interested in taking the Yankees. So I guess this would be a game where you'd look at props. Guerrero has been tearing the cover off the baseball. Judge was yesterday because you saw his numbers versus Gausman. You should have been on him yesterday, but yeah, I'm going to pass on this game also. I'd look at the props, the prop market if you were going to bet it. Other than that, I'd take a pass. Now I got to find the graphics again because they're in the banners section. And we roll on here. St. Louis Cardinals are a small favorite here against the Chicago Cubs. Total sitting at an 8, which, that's actually where I found most interesting in this game here. Today, you got Kyle Gibson going for the Cardinals, 7-4, 3.97 ERA, 102 strikeouts, 46 walks, a 1.34 WHIP. First Tyon on the other side, 7-6, 3.35, 82 strikeouts, 22 walks. Like I said, my knee-jerk reaction in this would be to look at the total here on this game. But where are you leaning here, Moose, or where are you betting?
I mean, Gibson has been surprisingly efficient this year, but even though he has a 3.13 road ERA and his last 5 road starts have been good, there are some lefty splits that he's got this year. Versus left-handed hitters this year, 260 average, 456 slug. And in his last 5 starts, this is just against everybody, 327 average, 481 slug. He was somehow able to limit damage in those starts, but I kind of look at fading Gibson a little bit. Tyon has been very good at home, 2.68 ERA. You mentioned his overall season ERA. His last 5, 1.98 ERA, 214 average, 327 slug. He is coming off a bad performance against Cincinnati, but he's been able to bounce back before. I'd expect him to do it again here. He has faced them 2 times already this year. When he was at home, he had a 6-inning pitch, 2 runs, 7 hits. And when he was at St. Louis, 5 2/3, 3 runs, 7 hits. He's 6-2 overall, 3.45 ERA versus the Cardinals. Since 2023, 3-1, 3.98 ERA, because they play each other quite a bit in that division, even with the new schedule. I would trust the Cubs bullpen over St. Louis, although you wouldn't have been saying that a month ago. I lean, and if I can find 5 left-handed hitters in that Cubs lineup when it's posted, I haven't seen it's posted yet, I will be looking to take the Cubs, either their team total over, or I'll be trying to find out a way to bet them first 5 or full game. But it is completely dependent on 5 left-handed hitters being in there. The other weird stat, Dansby Swanson versus Kyle Gibson, 10 for 17 in his career, an 8.24 slug.
God
but
damn.
8 of those 10 hits have been singles. The other one's a double and a home run. The rest of the team, not a lot of at-bats. I would lean right now towards the Cubs. If they give me a 5th left-handed hitter, I'm taking that Cubs team total over, even though they have been atrocious against right-handed pitchers since the All-Star game. I would potentially look that way, or I'd be looking at a first 5 or full game money line.
Okay, so it's basically official pending the lineup, right? If you get 5 lefties in the lineup with the Cubs, you're going to be on the Cubs team total over. Just waiting to see the lineup. If anybody in the chat can pull that lineup here, another thing Jose is a little better at than me is finding things that aren't, at hand. He could probably find that quickly. I don't want to search that with all the tabs that I got open here. But yeah, man, I like that. I'd want to see the lineup also. And I think honestly, as a side here, I'd probably just be getting behind the Cubs also. I kind of, like I said, was looking at this total. I kind of like the first 5 over because you can probably get it over 4, maybe 4.5 at plus money. Let me pull this up. Let's see, because it's sitting at 7.5 right now at some places for the full game. Oh, it looks like you have to get the plus money at 4. Okay, you got a 4 at minus 125 out there. I like the first 5 over. I think we get 5 runs, maybe 6 runs here in the first 5 innings.
I wouldn't be opposed to that because Tyone has given up some runs against the Cardinals this year, even though he's had some decent overall numbers. Kind of weird, crazy stat is that he's 6-2 against St. Louis. That's kind of like, you don't really see a pitcher have win success. Usually we'll have them have batting average success or OPS success, but to have actually 6-2 record, I see Troy Torrance. He's on the Cubs money line. That is potentially the way I'd go, given that the Cubs bullpen has been pitching better than St. Louis. They did throw a few more innings, though, the last game and game before that. So that would be a consideration. Cubs money line, Cubs team total over. That's the way I'd be looking.
I like it. Hey, shout out to our guy Dutch Boy Fresh in the chat. I just saw JW. JW dropped. He said, "This is weird." Dabby admitted Jose is better. He is, man. At producing, Jose is really damn good at it. Speaking of producing, he's been producing that ACC Fresh 24 breakdown with our guy Dutch Boy Fresh. You saw how I connected those two right there. Make sure and go check it out. He dropped Duke today. He's been doing a great job with it. You got to get a little preseason information. College football is right around the corner. And very soon we will be sitting here on Saturdays talking college football.
He dropped Duke today? Is that what you just said? He dropped Duke?
I mean,
come on, I just heard. Oh, Jose, I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry.
You just got to let it roll, bro. He dropped Duke today. You just got to let it roll.
You got to let it drop. You got to just let it plop.
Man. But yeah, shout out to you guys in the chat there. So we're going to keep rolling on here today. I got a couple bets, but they're coming up a little later today. These early games, I was a little bare. Next one, we're going to be looking at the Brewers here. Milwaukee is taking on the Nationals. Milwaukee's favorite here, minus 125. Total sitting right at 9. And real quick, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop everything. Set my phone down, move my microphone. I'm going to stop everything, guys, because I brought a little surprise here on this Saturday, and I'm not sure if it's this game or maybe the last game or the next game, but he's backstage. So either way, I brought a way for us to get paid. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Pimp Slap Play of the Day, Mikey Money. What up, Mike?
What up, boys?
Morning.
TGI Saturday, the best day of the week. Here to come in and give you guys a little. Dabby asked me to come in. It's a busy, busy Saturday, but I always make time for my friends. So I'm jacked up to be here, man. How you guys doing? Moose, good to see you. Daby Cab.
What's going on, Mike?
You guys color coordinate or you team coordinate in advance? You guys both rocking the Mets gear today?
Is this a Mets hat or a Yankees hat?
That's a Yankees hat. That's a Yankees hat.
Looks like Yankees hat. What are you looking at?
It's got the orange in it. Looks like it's got the. I guess I can't quite see it right. All right. Yeah. How we doing?
Good, Mikey. Good, man. I brought you on up because I didn't know. I didn't specify what games we're at. I'm sure you got action across the board. But we got the Brewers Nationals here, man. I was just going through. Did I even say who was on the mound yet, Moose, for this game?
No, you haven't.
I did not. So I barely even introduced it here, Mike. We got Aaron Savali going from Milwaukee, 2-7 on the season, 4.92 ERA, 105 strikeouts, 36 walks, a 1.39 whip. He has not been good this year. Going against DJ Hers on the other side, 1-4, 4.79 ERA, 53 strikeouts, 12 walks. He's coming off back-to-back decent outings. I can't call them a quality start because he only went 5 innings in both of them. 5 innings against San Diego where he gave up 2 earned runs, and then 5 innings against St. Louis, where he only gave up 2 earned runs. Again, those aren't considered quality starts because he didn't get that 6th inning, but they're pretty damn good starts right there, back to back. What are we looking at here, fellas? Mike, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to you first since you came in. I'm seeing maybe you came in for this one right here. What do you got?
I didn't come in for this one, but I was kind of looking at this spot, and then, I've been on record here. I just think that the Brewers are, an overrated squad from a simple X's and O's perspective. Team that's gotten the number of grand slams that they had early in that season, dominating. I mean, they were crushing. They had like 10 times more than the rest of Major League Baseball combined. And it skewed and screwed all their numbers, right? So you look at it, in some of those games they should have lost, maybe a few of them they should have won. But then they were jacking up, 4 runs at a clip, and all of a sudden you start seeing inflated team totals, inflated overs. At this case, though, I don't know this is a spot I want to fade him. I do like Savali. He's got that 5.07 ERA. Hers and that other side of things with the Nationals. Anything can go, I guess, with these 2 spots here. But the spot that I was leaning to in this game more than anything was, kind of against the grain, I guess. I was thinking, give me a little under action in this game today. I know we're looking at 4 straight overs for the Nationals. I know we got 3 of the last 4 over for this Brewers team as well, but I was leaning hard to this under, especially sitting there. When you see a line that's dressed at 9, books are thinking that's a key number. They're looking at probably going over. FanDuel's already moved this thing to 9.5. But I think that 9's a good target here. Maybe it is 9 and we end up getting the push, but give me this 9. Give me the over. I'm sorry, the under, rather. I like a little opportunity to see a lower scoring game.
Nice. And you're going full game, not first 5?
No, full game for me.
Gotcha. Moose, what about you? How are you getting paid in this Brewers Nationals game?
All right, I got a bet in this one. It's kind of a weird situation with Savali when you go on a trade and you've struggled on the road, and all of a sudden almost all your starts for the near future are essentially going to feel like road starts because you're not used to that mound, which, Cabby being pitchers, we know if you have a home mound that you are much better on and now you are pitching primarily on a different mound, it can affect how you start games. But the way that I looked at this game, he faced Washington on June 29th, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks. Spoiler alert there. You might be wanting to concern yourself with that last stat. He's had the worst walk rate of his career, 7.6%. It's not terrible, but it's not good. Washington right now, since the All-Star break, 10.2% walk rate versus right-handed hitters. Since the trade of Savali, 250 average, 488 slug, 9.6% walk rate. He didn't walk a batter in his last game, and it's the first time he's done that since May 14th. May 14th. That's the first time he's done that. So I took Savali walks over 1.5.
Man, Mike, I saw you there too. I love listening to Moose talk baseball, man. Tell me he's not gold when he breaks this shit down. I love listening to my guy Moose talk baseball, man. I love it. So we got an under full game for my guy Mikey Money. Moose looking at Savali's walks over. What was it? 1.5?
1.5. Yep.
1.5. I like that. I might move on this under also. Like I said, I do have action today. I just wait for just a little bit to get kicked off on it. This next game here, though, I couldn't find the pitching that we're going to roll into here. And Mike, you tell me when you're in, when you're out, because you're
I'm gonna have to bounce on this, but I do like this. I'll tell you what. Let me just fire these off because I got this thing popping up, boys. Saturdays are big days here, and I don't want to screw up your order, but I definitely put a couple.
I'm not worried about order. Just throw it.
Look, crazy as it sounds here, we got this Lorenzen spot. First start for Lorenzen. Let's not forget what he did first start out there for Philadelphia, right? Didn't he go? Wasn't it 8 innings that he went when he got traded into Philly?
Yeah, and he acted like he was a good pitcher when he came to Texas too. He acted like it. Yeah.
First games, he's like, he gets that fresh start and he can kind of fake it till he makes it. And then he finds out he can't make it and he gets his ass traded on out of there. So I definitely look at Detroit in this spot here. The best part about this thing is FanDuel
the next game. What the fuck? I can go ahead and put that up.
Yeah, no. I was looking at that because there is no announced pitcher. So it's on the Detroit side of that. I haven't seen yet anyway. So It's hard for me to get excited, but I got 2 spots that are later in the card that I definitely want to jump in with here. First and foremost, you guys, I have a long running disdain for this LA Angels team here. And I was all over the Mets yesterday. So like what Moose has got there from the headwear gear. And I went first 5 in full game yesterday. I'm gonna flip gears today, though. I'm going to this Angels team. I caught a Steam report earlier.
Bro, this is like the second time I've heard you bet on them. I thought they were on the shit list.
They are on the shit list. I'm trying to
bet
give
the
them
shit
an
list.
opportunity to
What
redeem
kind of
them.
how is it a shit list if you're betting it?
Because now I've got to give them a chance to redeem themselves. I've got to go with this Angels spot. It was plus 115. There's still a 115 out there, but it's dropping now as well. So it's getting down to, I see 110s, 105s out there as well. So keep your eyes on that. The Angels, I'm going to go to the Seattle Mariners in the first 5. Seattle Mariners in the first 5. Not happy with what I saw yesterday. Line moving against the Mariners. So there's another spot that, certainly not the best look at all, but I see a minus 125 out there with BetMGM. So this thing's got some gas to it now. Minus 130s, 135s, 138s, 145s. I think Seattle handles it. If it gets a little too steep here because it is a late game, Seattle first 5, Seattle full game should handle them, boys. But let's talk some RBIs. I got 2 spots for you guys in the RBI game here. We'll put some hitter props together that I want to get paid with here. First and foremost, don't have to be a rocket scientist to get behind a guy like Ketel Marte. Firing. Arizona, bat the ball, getting action on a regular basis. Plus 600 for his home runs are ridiculous. Plus 180 is the best number. Again, the folks at BetMGM. Plus 180 for a little Ketel Marte ribby action. And, you look at this guy specifically, Mitch Keller, okay. Fact that he's a switch hitter, sitting in that 2-hole in the rotation, to me says probably gets it done the second time through. And you got some guys across the bats there that can make some great contact against a righty, like that spot. Plus, being in that second hole there, we're going to get plenty of goes for him, at least 4 attempts to drive in a run for a team that's been firing, that Arizona Diamondbacks team has. And then I'm going to go over and change gears, go to a little guy recently traded going against the Baltimore Orioles. Maybe we see 250 runs in this game. I don't know. We'll see. We got a little Joey Cantillo, Zach Eflin going on out there. And I got a Lane Thomas RBI, righty, invigorated to be on a new team. Brings a lot of chemistry, a lot of action, and just a lot of fun to watch out there with what he's been doing as he's been swinging the bat. They priced him at plus 210. Zach Eflin's last start, well, who the hell saw that happening? I mean, he almost went, he was firing and busting him up and doing all those kinds of things. But put your hand down, Moose.
I got stats here that show it.
But at the end of the day, give me a little Lane Thomas action. The righty, Zach does struggle. Righties more than lefties. OPS numbers better for righties. And they kind of got a lefty stacked lineup for Cleveland. So when I look at that, at least projected right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lefties, 2 switch hitters, which only leaves 2 righties, one of them being Lane Thomas. Maybe trouble in paradise for this Cleveland Guardians team who, certainly has one of the best bullpens in baseball. So give me Lane Thomas plus 210. Good action. I think we get paid with, boys, but I got to dip up out of here. So I didn't mean to overstay my welcome. Tabby, you're fucking muted again.
God damn it, man. Fuck. All right. I will
fun.
text you the additions to that because Mike and I are going to be putting together the parlays today. I got you. Good luck today, Mike. Let's get paid. I'll hit you with those additions, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for stopping in, dude.
Yeah, man. Hey, I got one more for you guys here.
Okay.
Boy, yours truly going for 6 best bets in a row over there in UFC Fight World. I'm going to give you guys a little spot that I'm jumping in on here. Lupi Godinez. Good spot. I got her at plus 110. She started as a favorite. Early look at headlines. Dropped back to a dog. On the other side of things, Mackenzie Dern, easy on the eyes. But I think she's going to get herself taken down out there. Nice little 6 in a row we're going for. 6 in a row. Go ahead and get yourself some plus money.
On Loopy. I can remember that.
Loopy.
Yeah.
Boys, good luck today. Good
Hell
luck
yeah,
today.
Mike.
Shout out to all you guys in the chat, too. I see you guys. Got to get up and out of here. Peace.
Appreciate you, Mike. Shout out to our guy, Mikey Moneyman, dropping in. Shout out to you guys in the chat. I see Mr. Nasty Nate said, we are not Venezuelan. That we are not. And speaking of our little Venezuelan, he's not here today. I think Korea, they waited a little bit, Moose. They played the long game, and he is chained up somewhere being force-fed sandwiches right now in Korea. So
small little sandwiches, right? Like small little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they stay so skinny, all right?
Pretty much, man. Hey, but I tell you what, this Royals-Tigers game, we got a lot of baseball today. I don't have anything on a game where I don't know who the other pitcher is. So I'm going to straight pass it to you. If you don't have anything, we can get rolling. Do you got anything with this Royals-Tigers game?
I don't, but I got one little thing I wanted to go through. It looks like Maeda is supposed to be the piggyback guy. And there's kind of an interesting strategy that you see Detroit doing. When he did two of his last 3 piggybacks were actually good. The thought is you throw somebody like 95 plus, like, somebody that can just bring it. And then you bring in Maeda, who's significantly below hitting speed. And you're trying to go with the fact that the hitters are training their eyes to track the ball a little bit more. And if you throw somebody slower, it's a little bit more tracking bit's a little bit more difficult because you're having to fluctuate what you're tracking. And as a hitter, that can be problematic. It might actually be a legit spot to go after Detroit here. But you already said the point, Lorenzen getting traded last year. And I think the year before that too, he proved that he is a trade commodity worth adding at the deadline. I don't have anything. I would actually lean Detroit, but KC 23-10 versus the AL Central this year. So I'm off this, but I thought the Maeda piggyback strategy was worth at least noting.
Right. I was on the Royals in game 1, the first 5 run line. That paid out for me, but I was off yesterday. I wanted to take that first 5 over, even though Skubal was on the mound, and I laid off to the fucking, which I shouldn't have because it cashed. Our guy, Kim, he asked if we can bless him with one spread pick from all 3. So Mikey gave out a few RBIs. He gave out a total because he gave out the under on the Brewers national game. I know that's not a spread pick, but he gave out the under there, so you could use that. I'll go ahead and throw the Astros out there for you. We'll get to that game later. You can take them on the money line or you can take them on the run line, whichever you prefer, but the Astros will be my one for that. Do you have one to throw to our guy, Kim?
Yeah, first 5. I know Mike was talking about the line movement and everything going in favor of the Angels or going against the Angels, which means that it'd be an Angels play. But I got some stuff I'll talk about when we get there. No spoilers, but yeah, Mets first 5.
Man, I wish you would have let him have it. Mike, I love it when Mike goes against somebody. I would have loved to hear you two go back and forth, man. If you guys didn't know, I brought Moose up here for a reason. I said it earlier, Moose, but I love listening to you talk, break down the diamond, man.
Appreciate it.
It's a good
Appreciate
time.
it.
Well, we keep this thing rolling right here. Boy, Diamondbacks sure exploded in that first inning yesterday, man. Putting up 5 early, but didn't matter because no, they did win. They won 9.
They ended up winning, right? But yeah,
they ended up winning. But the game got close towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Today we got Montgomery on the mound for the Diamondbacks. He has been, not good. He had that start against Kansas City where he only gave up 1 run. It looked like maybe he was trying to bounce back, but that's sandwiched in between his start on June 27th against Minnesota, where he gave up 7 runs, and then his last start against Washington, where he gave up 6 runs. Montgomery was somebody I watched here with the Rangers all season last year, and the whole time I was like, man, I don't know how this guy's getting outs, but I hope he keeps getting them. I swear to God, that was my thought the whole time. I was like, this guy's stuff ain't really that good, but I guess he's just going to keep getting outs, and it's what he did. And then you got Helen Mitch Keller on the other side going for the Pirates, putting together a really good season here, 10-5 with the 3.3 ERA, 114 strikeouts, 34 walks, a 1.21 whip, coming off a really good start against these Arizona Diamondbacks right here, where he went 7 innings, only gave up 2 hits and 2 earned runs. His start against St. Louis before that was 7 innings, only gave up 1 run. So back-to-back really good starts. Hell, if I go through this in the month of July, he had 1 blow-up start against St. Louis, but his other 4 starts, 2 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 1 earned run, 2 earned runs. I mean, Mitch Keller's been pitching his ass off. What are you looking at here in this one, Moose?
I mean, this is one of those games I just kept on digging deeper and deeper and deeper, and then I didn't even end up on anything. Main thing that I kind of found that was a little off was Keller in back-to-back starts versus the same team. There's not a lot of instances of it, but I did see that this year earlier against Cincinnati, first start was very good. 7 innings pitched, no runs. And then his second start, not so much. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs. I still think Keller is one of the better pitchers in baseball. And you could make the case that he is the staff ace, depending on how you look at Skeens and a rookie. I mean, obviously Skeens is going to be a more talented guy, but when you're talking about who you're giving the ball to game 1, you're trusting the veteran generally over the young guy.
What did you just say? Don't make me. What do you mean who you're giving the ball to game 1?
I mean, I'm telling you, you are going to trust the veteran. You're going to trust the veteran. You're going to trust the guy that you had as your captain ace. But you look, you could make the case. I'm not saying you do it. I said you could make the case.
No,
all
you
right?
already just say that was a dumb comment and let's move on.
No, I'm standing by it. So moving on.
You're handing the ball to Keller over
No, I didn't say I
game.
would. I just said you could make the case for it. You know, Keller being
Who
in
are
the
you
league a
handing
much
the baseball
longer
to?
time.
Answer the question. You're the coach. Who are you giving the baseball?
Oh, I'm giving it to Skeens. But I mean, you could make the case for. I'd at least consider Keller. I mean, it'd be rude not to just consider the guy that's been on your team. But moving on, Arizona has dominated Pittsburgh in this series since 2023. 7-3 versus Pittsburgh, 3-1 at Pittsburgh. The over-under has been 6-4 in this matchup. Montgomery is an enigma to me. He's pitched very well against the Pirates, 2.63 ERA in 4 starts and 2 starts last year, 12 innings pitched, 10 hits, 3 runs. So just like you were saying, how the hell does he get out of these innings? 12 innings pitched and 10 hits, but only 3 runs? Somehow gets out of it. I couldn't find an angle that I really liked because Arizona has crushed right-handed pitching. Pittsburgh has crushed left-handed pitching. I would lean over here. I think it's a sneaky over, but I couldn't do it. I think Ketel Marte's RBI prop might be a nice little bet there, but I just couldn't get there because I don't know what Montgomery's showing up, and I quite frankly don't know what version of Keller in back-to-back starts is going to show up.
I mean, he's been good in back-to-back starts so far. I like the Pirates' first 5 here. By the end of the show, I will let you guys know if I'm going to make that official. Our guy Mike already came in and he did give out the Marte RBI, so you got that. I might go official with the Pirates' first 5 at the end of the show. I just want to see what action I've got and where I'm at. But yeah, let's keep it rolling. I got you, VP. The UFC is coming up. And I'm going to say it again. If you're in this chat and you haven't gone to pubsportsradio.com and filled out the free UFC thing, that's just stupid. It's free. It's a chance at free money. You don't even got to pay. You just click through who you think's going to win. And every week we give $100 to the winner. So go to pubsportsradio.com and make sure and sign up for the UFC competition ASAP. But let's keep it rolling here. I think I got one more graphic made, and then I'm going to have to start throwing them up as we go. Moving on here. Fuck these Texas Rangers, man. I always say I'm not a fan, which I'm not. I'll put any baseball team's hat on. I don't give I'll put any team on. I root for people that I bet on. I don't root for, home teams. That being said, I want them to win. They're not going to do it though. They're flat out not going to do it. They suck. I'm completely out. Red Sox smash. Shout out to Nasty Nate. The Rangers suck. But let's go ahead and break the game down anyways. I don't have pitchers on the mound for this. So I don't even know who's going.
It might be either Bradford or it might be Dunning, but Houck is going for the Red Sox.
Dunning threw last night. I don't think he threw much, but Dunning pitched last night.
Oh, he did pitch last night? Okay, then it's probably going to be Bradford.
Okay, so you got Bradford on the mound for the Rangers, and the Red Sox are only minus 150. Fuck that. First 5 over is probably a decent bet right here. I just need to know who's on the mound. As soon as I know exactly who's on the mound, I will very, very likely be betting a first 5 over on this. If anybody in the chat can drop who's on the mound, let me know ASAP. But we're going to keep this thing rolling here. Shout out to all the members. If you can, hit the join button below, pubsportsradio.com. We don't ask for anything, but we appreciate the members, right? That's your way to show support if you want to do it. So thank you guys that are members. We keep it rolling. White Sox Twins, next game. Shout out to my guy, Jose. He was on the White Sox yesterday. I saw a couple other people in the Twitter sphere were on the White Sox train yesterday. I guess they thought they were going to snap that 17-game win streak, and they did not. They lost 10-2, and I don't think they really ever had a chance to win that game. Sitting there today at minus 225 again against these Twins. Ober's on the mound for the Twins. I could say one thing, man. He's been really fucking good lately, right? If you look at his last, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starts, his last 7 starts have been electric. The last one against Detroit, 8 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs. Then you go to Philly, who's not really hitting the baseball right now, but still 7 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 4 hits. Against these White Sox, he did give up 3 runs against them, but was able to get through 6 innings, so not a bad start. And then 1 run against Detroit, 1 run against Seattle, 2 runs against Oakland, 1 run against Oakland. I mean, he's just been outstanding. Now, those are terrible teams, but guess what? This White Sox team is terrible, so he just gets to keep pitching against bums. I think you probably just lay the Twins run line here and keep it moving. Keep fading these White Sox. What are you looking at, Moose?
I think the interesting thing is Crochet and his innings being limited. He's had 13 innings pitched in his last 4 starts, and combine that with a 4.85 ERA and a 1.62 WHIP. He has passed his max innings pitched in his career, which was 43 in 2021. He's already at 113 this year. I think you kind of might make the case for a Crochet fade, but it's really tough to kind of fade a guy that still has the electric stuff that Crochet has. I couldn't really find a way to do it. I mean, a run line would be fine, but I don't really like betting just single run lines, because if you're in the 9th and you have a 2-run lead and there's a runner at 3rd and runner at 1st, you might just let the run that gets the lead down to 1 score so that you can get the second out and then you can get yourself a win. I definitely would look at Minnesota. Minnesota versus left-handed pitching, though, hasn't been great. 151 AB since the All-Star break versus left-handed pitching, 219 average, 579 OPS, 299 slug. And the White Sox, pretty much in every statistical category that is imaginable. Minnesota or die. But it's tough. I think it's tough to kind of trust the Twins blindly here. But Crochet and his innings limit is going to start creeping up more and more. We probably see him shut down here pretty quickly.
Well, my thing is you don't even got to trust the Twins. You just got to fade the White Sox.
Yeah.
So you understand what I'm saying with that, right?
Yeah.
Our guy Bruce said first 5 under. I do like that first 5 under. 3.5s or something I get weary of, because any pitcher can give that up in any inning. I don't care who they are. But I do like the first 5 under. I think that would probably be my play on the total. Mo Harris said he can't believe he put 1K on USA to cover -36.
No.
Damn, bro. Damn. Glad you're in here, though, Mo Harris. Let's see if we can make some money back for you. Let's see if we can get paid. This next game I'm going to introduce, guys, and then I'm going to get the graphic up because we don't have a graphic here for it. It is going to be the Baltimore Orioles with Eflin on the mound, 6-7, 4.11 ERA, taking on the Cleveland Guardians here, and they've got Cantillo on the mound. Did I say that correctly? Joey Cantillo?
Cantillo?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Second start in the major leagues.
Okay, good. That makes me feel better. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I'm
Yeah.
looking at it. I'm like, I don't know who that is. Okay, so we got this guy taking his second start in the major leagues for Cleveland. Looks like his first one did not go good. 8.1 ERA, a 2.10 WHIP. I'm going to make the graphic really quick for this game so people know what they're looking at. If you guys care about the graphics, Moose, what are you looking at in this game?
I mean, Mike asked, who could possibly have predicted that Eflin got touched up last time? The dude has crazy home road splits. And when you get traded, almost all those mounds are going to be on the road. 5.32 ERA in 2024, 5.03 ERA in his career. His last year versus Cleveland, 3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 6 runs, and that was at home. Cleveland kind of has owned Baltimore since 2023, 8-4 against them and 4-2 at home. I'm looking at the Guardians team total over. I could not find a 4.5. I'd play a 4.5, but every book I have, 3 of them, was 3.5 at -150 or -145. And I'm not playing -150s, and I don't play -145. I'll max out around -125. That's as low as I'll go. I would be looking at Cleveland team total over. They've done it 4 of 6 times at home. And since 2023, they've done it 8 times out of 12 in terms of getting over the 4.5 number. Baltimore bullpen has been atrocious. 4.74 ERA, 246 average, 424 slug since the All-Star break. They don't know who to have at the back end of the rotation. Even when you trade for guys, it still seems like they're struggling with that bullpen, and they got to figure that out. I would only be looking at a Cleveland team total over when they have been hitting right-handed pitching mediocrely, but they seem to get up for Baltimore. Cleveland team total over 4.5 if I can find it, but unfortunately it's not available to me.
I'm trying to see what everybody's talking about. What are these ads everybody's talking about? I don't know what you guys are talking about. What do you mean ads? Like YouTube ads? Can somebody specify? The chat's rolling in? What the fuck are these ads? Why are members getting ads? That's not us. That's not Pub Sports Radio. I have to play the ad if we want to run the ad. And if you want to add, here's one right here. Go to Bet Online, use promo code Pub Sports Radio, and they'll match your deposit up to $1,000. And you don't have to use Bitcoin with us. You can just use regular money. with pretty much everyone else, you got to put it in with Bitcoin. With us, you can just deposit $1,000 and they will match you up to $1,000. You got to use promo code Pub Sports Radio. Man, that's BP. He said commercials keep popping up in the middle of the show.
What is like an actual? It's not just like a little ad box that shows up at the bottom of the screen. It's an actual like we're gonna break into this live coverage. With
YouTube better fucking pay us. We better Pub Sports Radio we better be getting paid for those ads if you guys are having to watch them. I know that shit.
My question would be what ads are showing up? Are like Viagra ads showing up? Because I'm not down for that. I want to hop off stream if they're like throwing up like, ED commercials. But if they're throwing up, like weight gainers and stuff, hell yeah, let's get that fucking pump, baby.
Okay. All right. Well, we gotta roll on here. Giants taking on the Reds. If the graphics start looking fucked or I get a number wrong, it's because I'm typing them while we're sitting here, guys. So please bear with me. I just think it's better to know what we're talking about. Giants taking on the Reds here. Reds are favored minus 135. Total sitting right at 9. You got Kyle Harrison going for San Francisco. Hunter Green on the other side. Boy, Hunter Green has been a riddle to me. I mean, 7-4 on the season, a 2.97 ERA. He's been great. Swear if I bet on him, he sucks, right? 2 starts in a row, he has not given up a run. He went 7 innings against Tampa Bay, gave up 2 hits and no runs. And then he did the same thing against Atlanta, 7 innings, 2 hits and no runs. I don't know what to do with him, and I got to stay away from him here. What are you looking at in this game?
All right, I got something here. All right, I am taking first 5 under 4.5. The concern is the weather. It's going to be very hot and humid out there, so that ball has a potential to fly. But Harrison has pitched slightly better at home, but I mean only slightly. So his numbers are still on the road are still really good. But he's coming off really good back-to-back months. 2.92 ERA in June, 2.66 ERA in July. And in those last 2 months, he's had an opposing batting average of 204 and a 292 slug. So he has not given up that hard contact. Green has pitched better on the road. But ever since that mound puking, which I'm sure you didn't expect to hear a mound puking stat, but you're getting one now, he has a 0.57 ERA and a 124 batting average against. In one start last year, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs. San Francisco versus right-handed pitching, not great. Cincinnati versus left-handed pitching, not great. Since the July 1st, if you wanted to add some at-bats, still not good. So I took the first 5 under. The series has gone under. It is 2-9 to the under in the series. And at Cincinnati, it is 1-4 to the under. So first 5 under 4.5. Gimme. I'll take it.
Beautiful. It looks like you and our guy Justin are aligning. It's not his stacks play of the day. We showed that earlier, but he is on the Giants under 9. He's full game your first half. So the under, I like it. I'm going to say it again, guys. I know I've said it a couple times, but Swigs Best dropped it. He made it easy. Click pubsportsradio.com right there or type it in, whatever you got to do. Go sign up for the UFC contest. It's free. You can win $100. All you do is click through. I don't know dick about the UFC. Everything that I know, I get from our guys at Pub Sports Radio. Shout out to Big Show. Shout out to Just My 2 Cents. And shout out to the Locker Room Podcast because they are killing it. I don't know dick about UFC. I learned it from them. All that being said, I went through and clicked and just picked really randomly, really quick one time, Moose, and I got 6th place. I was like a few points away from winning. And I was like, well, shit, if I can win, anybody can win. I know that for a fact, right? So make sure you guys go sign up real quick, man. It's free, easy, pubsportsradio.com. I do not have a graphic for the next one, which is ironic because I have a bet in the next one. We got the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Houston Astros here. The Astros are a minus 155 favorite. The over-under is sitting at 8. It is juiced to the under, minus 115, so slightly juiced to the under. You got Littell going for Tampa Bay, 4-7, 4.18 ERA, 105 strikeouts, 22 walks, and a 1.35 whip. On the other side, we got Ronel Blanco. He's been great this season, and he's been somebody that I've gotten behind. I think he's the reason why the Astros are where they're at, and we're able to fight back, and get back on top of the division, or at least fighting for the top of the division. 9-5 on the season, 2.95 ERA, 114 strikeouts, 46 walks. He's got a 1 even whip. His last start against the Dodgers, he did get touched up a little bit, only 3 hits, but he also allowed the 3 walks, and that is only 4 1/3 innings where he did that. So he gave up 4 runs. And then against Seattle, same thing. He gave up 4 runs against Seattle. So, this is one of those cases where you got a pitcher who he's on his 3rd year in the bigs, Moose. He's at 119 innings. Before this, the most he'd ever pitched is 52 innings. So I started this off the top saying that I've been backing him, saying that I like him. He's at a spot here where we got to watch it, where we got to be careful with Blanco, because he might start fading, being at that max inning limit. That being said, I like today as a spot for him to get right. I think today is a situation where this is just, this game just means more for Houston right now. He's been that guy. I think they get behind him. So I took the Astros first 5 on the run line. I got -110, and that's where I'm at on this one. What are you looking at?
I couldn't find anything. You kind of were starting to allude to it. I mean, Blanco in July, 4.40 ERA, but a .98 whip, 186 average against, but a 402 slug. His hard hit rate in July was starting to creep up a little bit. And Tampa Bay does have 4 players with a very solid hard hit rate. I couldn't really figure out where to go with this. Tampa Bay has not been doing well against right-handed pitching. Houston hasn't really been doing great versus right-handed pitching, both since the All-Star break. Zach Littell, like you said, Hunter Green is kind of like, I don't know what to do with this guy. I don't know what the fuck to do with Zach Littell. I mean, he's every time I feel like, okay, I got this figured out. He's a fade on the road where he has a 5.81 ERA, but then he throws a gem and he throws like 6 innings, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts. He's very inconsistent. In his last 5 starts, this is the definition of inconsistency. 4.23 ERA, 284 average against, 468 slug in his 1 start versus Houston last year. 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 runs. I'd lean Houston, but I just don't know. Houston's 4-3 versus the Rays, 2-2 at home. Tampa Bay is technically the hotter team, but Houston has been very good at home. Couldn't get there. Just couldn't get there with Houston. I really didn't push myself too much because I don't know if the Rays hard hitters are going to hit Ronel Blanco hard. I just stayed off of it, but I'm fine with your Houston look. Wouldn't have an issue with it.
I tell you what I'm going to do too. And everybody knows I've been doing this. So you can, on Monday, on Medicate Monday, it worked out. I did it on Jimmy's show. Didn't work out. I've been taking bigger shots with some stuff. I'm going to go ahead and put my guy Alvarez over 1.5, along with the Astros to win the game here. I just put it together. I'm going to get 209 for that. And I'm going to throw 100 on it. So I'm going to put, like I said, Alvarez over 1.5 and the Astros to win the game at plus 209. So there you got, I doubled up on that game. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm putting my bet in right now.
You got to get it in, man. Got to get it in. Don't just let it soak. Don't just let
if I don't put it in, I'll fucking forget. So I gotta do it right now.
Oh, I tell myself that every night, Cab. I tell myself that every night. You know what I'm saying? Oh.
What? I missed that joke. I'm sorry.
I do that every night. You just gotta get it in there. You just gotta
okay. Yeah.
Get it in there. Just get it in there.
That's good. Congratulations. You did good.
Thank you. I worked on that all night last night, when I was trying to get it in there.
Speaking of working on shit, has anybody in the chat figured out where Jose is yet? I'm worried about him, man. He went missing. I saw that Amber Alert that went out for him last night.
Oh shit, that was him?
Yeah, that was Jose.
Oh god damn. Yeah, I heard like some people from Denny's got done with their early bird dinner, and he started some shit and they just took him. I don't know. He was abducted by some cane walkers.
Right. All right. Hold on. See, shit. I didn't even finish this next graphic correctly. I'm doing the best I can, guys. Sorry. I missed the total on it, but whatever. We're going to keep rolling. You just got 2 official bets from me on that last game. Moose just went official. Mike came in and dropped action. So one thing this show is not missing is action. There's been a lot of bets that have been thrown around. So at least there's that. We keep it rolling here. Marlins taking on the Braves. Braves are minus 250 favorite. They got Grant Holmes on the mound, who, if I'm being completely honest with, I have not paid much attention to this season, but he's thrown in 11 games. He's a bullpen guy for them, and I think they're trying to start extending him now, just with their pitching situation. Because the last game was the first game where I saw him throw 5 innings. He went 5 innings against Milwaukee, gave up 3 hits and 1 earned run, so he did good. So the rookie's been throwing good for him. Grant Holmes, he'll be getting the ball today. And then on the other side for the Marlins, you got Kyle Tyler. Kind of been shaky, Tyler, right? This is just not a good pitching matchup here in this game whatsoever, especially not for for the Braves to be 250 favorites. Total sitting at 9. I'm not betting this game. What are you looking at here, Moose?
I mean, imagine in your second start, you look at like the sports line, you see that your team's favored by minus 250 in your second start.
Second start ever, right?
Right?
That's the first thing I said. I'm breaking down this fucking introduction to the game, and I'm like, that line is shitty.
I mean, you kind of get it. Atlanta 16-5 versus Miami since 2023. That's just dominance. Even better, 11-1 when they play at Atlanta. The over/under 13-8 to the over. 6 of the last 7 though have gone under the total. But it's Grant Holmes who has pitched out of the bullpen. His second start, his first one was good. He's pitched very well this year. Tyler came out with a solid June, 3.12 ERA, but July, yeah, no. The one weird thing about this is Tyler is a ground ball pitcher, and Atlanta has a 40+% ground ball rate. But since Tyler's been back up in the bigs, because he had to go back down, they sent him to the minors. I'm not sure if it was part of an injury issue or if they just needed him to work on stuff. But since coming back up to the majors, 4.76 ERA, 3.02 average against, and a 4.07 slug. Both have solid pens. I was looking to take Atlanta team total over 4.5. Hell no, they set that shit at 5.5. And I was like, I don't really like to do a 5.5. If you can get a 4.5 at a decent number, or you feel comfortable with like a minus 140 or minus 135, Atlanta has gone over 4.5, 15 out of the last 21 games, and they've gone over 4.5 at Atlanta 8 of the last 12 games. So that would be the only way I'd look at it as an Atlanta team total over. But that is a hell of a line to set on a guy's second start. Second, 1, 2, second. That's crazy.
I agree with that. I agree with the breakdown too. 4.5, I'd take it at home, but 5.5 at home, you're asking for fucking 6 runs. That's a tall task. I'll pass on that. Shout out to you guys in the chat, still rocking with us, man. Our numbers have gotten up there today. We appreciate everyone. We're over 100 people. Hit the like button if you haven't. Share the video. We got, 3, 4 more games left. I got another bet, possibly 2. I've got one that I'm considering making official. But let's finish this thing strong, man. I love doing this with you, Moose. Like being up here with you guys. We're moving on right here. Rockies, Padres. I know Moose is a big Padre guy, and I'm going to be honest. Like, if you ask me who, I'm a fan of, if I had to pick one team, it wouldn't be the Rangers. I'd probably go with the Padres. I think I like the Padres more than the Rangers. But again, I don't let fan and that get in the way. You got Martin Perez, speaking of Rangers, pitching for the Padres here, because he used to pitch with the Rangers. He's been shit this year. 2-5 with the 5.2 ERA, 63 strikeouts to 32 walks. Terrible strikeout ratio right there. A 1.65 whip. Just not good. Allowing too many base runners, allowing too many walks. Not doing good. Tanner Gordon on the other side for Colorado, an 8.8 ERA, 12 strikeouts to 2 walks. Last game, he was able to get through 6 innings against San Francisco. It was his third start in the bigs. 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs. Not great, not terrible. Had a 6-inning game against Kansas City. Same kind of thing, 8 hits, 5 runs. It's about who he is, it seems like. But he is a rookie, so we got to give him some time to see who he's going to evolve into. For me, this game, I'm taking the first 5 over. I'm not going to overthink it. It's 2 pitchers that I like to fade. I think we have a favorable environment tonight for runs, so I'm going to go first 5 over 4.5. What do you like in this game, Moose?
I like that you said these are 2 pitchers I like to fade, and one of them's making his third start. I just wanted to point that out. That
Sure.
So, I mean, Martin Perez, what the hell are we getting here? He's actually pitched okay at home when he was with Pittsburgh. 4.24 ERA. He's only pitched at Petco twice, and having pitched on that mound before, I can tell you that is a very, very nice mound to pitch on. You have a very good feel. It doesn't feel like the backstop's too far away. I know, Cab, that can sometimes fuck with your eyes when you're throwing the ball. Like if the backstop's really far back, it can for some reason make you feel like you have to throw the ball even further to home plate. So I've personally loved pitching on that mound. Again, I did pitch on that mound. Pitched on that mound before. Martin Perez, first time through the lineup, 2.62 ERA. Second time through the lineup, 4.94 ERA. Third time through the lineup, 10.9 ERA. Padres versus right-handed pitching since All-Star game, 300 average, 799 OPS, 455 slug. But at home since the 1st of July, only a 244 average, 681 OPS, but a 404 slug. But here, you know what? The Rockies are our fucking kryptonite. All right. I don't know what it is, but they seem to come into town and
They
shit
beat
just
y'all's
goes
ass,
sideways.
bro.
I don't know what it is. I wish I could tell you people. I wish I could just pinpoint something and be like, that's the issue. They come to town and something happens. They have a winning record. They are one game over 500 against us at home. That shouldn't be happening. I definitely would be fine with your over. I wouldn't be putting my money on it just because I have no idea what Padres team shows up after getting beat by the Rockies pretty handedly. I would lean over, absolutely. But I would still be a little cautious of it just because this team, when you have a team that seems to be your kryptonite, you don't know what you're getting from day in and day out.
Love it, dude. Hey, our guy Jay Peasy. If you didn't know, Jay Peasy's been fucking killing the MLB. So make sure you're following everything Jay Peasy does. Follow him on Twitter. I didn't say if you didn't know he's on the motherfucking intro, but if you didn't know, he's on the motherfucking intros. He's been making the intros for this stuff. A good friend of mine, also a really good capper, especially when it comes to MLB. He said Moose is a Stephen Hawkins of baseball.
Oh, what does that mean?
That's a compliment, bro. What? That's a
Oh,
compliment.
is it? Okay. I thought it was like I'm
it.
robotic and I need to get pushed around to get anywhere.
No, I've said it twice, man. When it comes to baseball, out of all the people that we listen to, out of all the shit that we do, you know, and I'm a baseball guy. I've done it my whole life. Moose, I could listen to you talk baseball. So I'm sure the chat's going to
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. My athletes, my players would probably beg to differ, but you know, that's why I make them run their ass off all the time.
He said robotic.
Everybody on the line. Everybody on the line.
Shout out to Nunya too, man. He said Daby Cab about to be making Thursday night NCAA football money. Dude, we are going to get paid for college football this year.
Yeah.
I did take Ole Miss's team total or win total over. I made that official on Jimmy's show. I'm also on the Tar Heels +1 in the first half in the first game.
Oh shit. Oh, damn.
Fuck you in Minnesota, bro. I don't even want to hear it.
I'm on full game, though. I'm on full game. So.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't know what I wanted to do with full game, but I know what I wanted first half. We roll on here. We got 3 games left. Let's get into them. Dodgers taking on the A's. Shout out to our guy, Jose. He doubled up on the A's yesterday. Paid off for him. Dodgers sitting at -185. Total sitting at 7.5 here. You know, Mitch Spence going for Oakland. I know he's got a 4.47 ERA, which isn't great. His strikeout ratio isn't great, but I think that he's got the potential, and he's shown it, right? You know, he's had a 7-inning game against Toronto where he only gave up 2 runs. He had a 6-inning game against Baltimore. He gave up 4 runs, did decent. 5 innings against the Angels. He gave up 1 run. It's just, you know, what are you going to get? Does he blow up or does he go through? His last start against the Angels only gave up 1 run. God, he's pitched against the Angels fucking 80 times this year.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Looking through this fool's numbers, his last 2 starts were against the Angels, and fucking 4 out of his last 6 starts were against the Angels.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
Yeah, a little
Mitch
skewed.
Spence versus the Angels, huh? I'm going to pay attention to that. Next time he pitches against the Angels, I'm going to bet him. I can tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mark that down. Everybody in the chat, put a note. When the A's have Mitch Spence on the mound pitching against the Angels, take him because, well, 1 start he did bad. The other 3 he did very well. Anyways, he's going today. Flaherty on the other side, 7-5 with a 2.95 ERA, 133 strikeouts, 19 walks, with only a 0.96 whip. Beautiful whip right there. Coming off a start where he didn't give up any runs against Cleveland, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs. I said yesterday Dodgers first 5, and I might have jumped the gun early. I like the Dodgers first 5 here again on the run line. It's just where I'm at, and I know that I'm going to get some flack for it, but it's square as you want to call it. I don't give a shit. I think the Dodgers first 5 run line is good play. What are you looking at here, Moose?
I'll skip the Flaherty stuff. You know, he's good. It's just a question of, we saw this last year when he was traded to Baltimore, didn't have a great run when he got traded. But I'll skip all the Flaherty stuff because I think there's probably going to be a different game at a different time where the Flaherty stuff will become more evident. But he's pitched fantastic this year. So I'll focus on Spence. June ERA, 5.40. July ERA, 4.78. His home ERA this year is 3.93 versus a 5.22 on the road. But he is at home. In his last 5 at home, 3.79 ERA. But he's had a 270 average against and a 433 slug. Dodgers have gone over 4.5, 4 of their last 6 on the road. 4 of their last 6 on the road. They have gone over 4.5, 9 of their last 15. The Dodgers versus right-handed pitching, 236, 771 OPS, 445 slug. So they might not be hitting for average, but they certainly as shit are hitting for power. And Mitch Spence may not be getting the numbers of the ERA inflated like they should be, but those OPS and slug numbers suggest he's probably got some ERA regression coming his way. So I took the Dodgers team total over 4.5. Yes, that Oakland bullpen is a little worrisome, but Dodgers have been doing this. It seems to be one of those little kind of late season trends. You could say it's been a whole season trend with the Dodgers offense, but I do like the Dodgers team total over 4.5, which I took last night. There's been steam to the other side, but I don't really pay too much attention to the MLB line movement as much as I do in other sports because baseball is very difficult to predict. Line movement is not always the number one indicator. So I am going up against a little line movement. I took Dodgers team total over 4.5 last night at a worse number. You can now get it about -105 on different books.
I'm going to rock with Ohtani over 1.5 bases at -115 here in this game. And I'm going to shoot that to Mike. I'm going to put that with the Marte. That's going to be our parlay. And anybody who's been following, we hit our parlay on Monday, on Medicate Monday. It was Guerrero and Marte. Today it's going to be Marte and Shohei Ohtani over.
And one more thing, in the series since 2023, each one of the games has gone over the posted total. 4-0 to the over.
I tell you what, first 5 over. Is that what you bet here? First 5 over?
No, I took Dodgers team total over 4.5.
Because I do like the first 5 over.
I wouldn't hate it. Oakland's been very hot versus right-handed pitching, 756 OPS, 431 slug. And, I mean, you look at Rooker right now. Man, Rooker be beasting, bro. Rooker be beasting.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I might take this first 5 over. I am for sure on Ohtani. So everybody, for official purposes, Ohtani over 1.5 bases. I might take the over. And I'll recap all my official bets here after we finish these last 2. Moose will also. And I'll recap what I can remember of Mike's. But yeah, we can move on here. And I know you got action in this one, Moose. I don't have a graphic made yet. I'm sorry. The New York Mets taking on the Los Angeles Angels. We got David Peterson going for the Mets, 5-1, a 3.52 ERA, 43 strikeouts, 26 walks, a 1.47 WHIP. Jose Soriano on the other side, 6-7, 3.69 ERA, 79 strikeouts, 39 walks, and a 1.21 WHIP. Pretty interesting game, but I'm going to let you go ahead and take it here. See if I can get a graphic up. What are you looking at?
Some interesting numbers that when I was looking it up, I was surprised that the Mets initially weren't really favored, that it was a pretty much, pick 'em. You look at New York in their first 5s, last 10, 7-3. The Angels last 5s or first 5s, last 10, 4-6 in their last 5 games, 3-2. Angels 2-3, last 5 on the road, 4-1. I mean, it just, the numbers skew towards the Mets in terms of first 5. Peterson, 2 appearances versus the Angels, 1.86 ERA, only 9 2/3 innings pitched, but his road numbers, 3.18 ERA, 257 average against 381 slug, 1.38 whip. The walks have been an issue, but guess what? The Angels, they're not walking. They refuse to walk. And I'm going to take New York Mets on the first 5. Soriano has been much worse at home, 5.19 ERA. His last 4 starts, 4.26 ERA. Good average against, though, 239, 359 slug. But he has some weird righty-lefty splits, and he doesn't face right-handed hitters, even though they're hitting 282 with a 437 slug. But he just doesn't face a lot of right-handed hitters. I don't know why. I mean, you have those kind of numbers. All teams have access to it. You usually don't see teams sitting their right-handed hitters to get their lefties in there all that much. If you're the number one guy, you're the number one guy if you're facing a right-handed hitter. So I took the Mets first 5. Both have pretty good pens right now, but I think I might have a slight advantage here with the Mets, even though they traveled across the country, but they have done this before. I like the Mets. They're 1-0 at Angel Stadium, which I think was last night, and I'm looking to run it back. Best of luck to Mikey, but I hope I'm the side that cashes on this first 5.
Way too polite. You don't got to be polite. Mikey wouldn't have been polite about it. Was he just straight up on the other side? He was on the Angels first 5. You're on the Mets first 5.
I think he was on him full game.
Okay. Don't quote me on that, guys, because I want to make sure we get Mike's plays exactly right. So I don't know if he was on that first 5 against him. He might have been full game. But I like it. We got one game left here tonight. Shout out to you guys in the chat, man. JPZ said we need more Moose money. I agree, Moose. Or I agree, JPZ and Moose, whatever. I agree. It's why I brought him up here. I've said it multiple times. I love listening to talk baseball. Mo Harris said, let's go Team USA. I hope you win that $1,000 bet, my dude. I'm rooting for you. Trust me. Nunya VP said UFC. Make sure you're on Pub Sports Radio for the UFC today. Our guys are going to be breaking down all the fights. They've already given out their bets. If you want their card, go to pubsportsradio.com or go to Pub Sports Radio on X, Instagram, whatever you want to do. We've got it posted because we don't ask for shit. We give you our plays for free. So if you want to see them, go look. Last game here coming up for the night. Let me see. Did I make a banner? I did. What a stud. Phillies minus 120 taking on the Seattle Mariners here. Total sitting at 9. We got Orion Kirking. Did I say Kirking?
Let's just call him Kirkland.
Kirking? What the fuck is
I'm just
that
going to call him Kirkland. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name. I'm just going to call him Kirkland every time. All right. So,
okay. Orion Kirking on the mound for the Phillies. 2-2 with the 2.21 ERA. You know, he's been a bullpen guy. He threw in 3 games last year, but this year has been his first year really just out of the bullpen all year. And he's been doing a great job for the Phillies, somebody that they've needed. 45 strikeouts, 9 walks, a 1.06 whip. He's been great. But like I said, you're going to get an inning out of him. He's going to throw the first inning, and that's probably it. I don't see any reason why he'd throw another inning. Bryce Miller on the other side going for Seattle, 8-7. He's a dude out of A&M, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't he out of A&M?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Yeah, he played at A&M. Yeah, 100%. Bryce Miller, the young pitcher out of A&M, 8-7, 3.46 ERA, 106 strikeouts, 29 walks, a 1.03 whip. You know, he's been great. He's one of those guys, though. Like I said, he is a young guy. He's thrown in 21 games this year, 122 innings. He threw 131 innings last year in his rookie season. So he's kind of had a little bit of this experience, but I think there will still be some fatigue that sets in for him. Last game, he went 6 1/3 against the Chicago White Sox, gave up 3 runs and 7 hits. Not a bad start, but nothing to be super excited about. Against the Angels, the start before that, and against San Diego, the start before that, he went 7 6 innings and gave up no runs in either of those starts. So he has been kind of on a heater here. I'm going to pass this game. Fuck the Phillies. I thought yesterday was a perfect spot to take their team total over, and they didn't fucking score till the 9th inning. So, you know, I'm 21-5 when I bet this baseball team this year. So they've made me a lot of money. But for this moment in time right now, fuck the Phillies, man. I want nothing to do with this. Yeah. What are you looking at?
I get it, man. Since All-Star game versus right-handed pitching, 210 average, 603 OPS, and a 331 slug, have just not been hitting the ball well versus right-handed pitching. Miller at home, 1.88 ERA, 181 average against, and this is crazy, 283 slug. I mean, that's absurd. So if you get a hit, it's usually just a single. I'm not going to bet the Mariners though, because it just feels like going up against Philly in any situation could be potential blow up. But I would absolutely be looking at the Mariners. I would also be looking at an under. But I don't really know what this Mariners team is about. I mean, is this lineup now all of a sudden going to start being productive with Justin Turner hitting a grand slam yesterday? And, you know, Randy Dandy, you know, maybe potentially being a cog in that lineup. I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't trust the Mariners enough to go up against the Phillies. I don't trust both offenses to be poor here. So I just stayed off of this. I would lean Seattle. I would lean under.
Gotcha. I love it, man. Well, we've got to that point. I'm going to ask you guys in the chat to do me a favor really quick, other than hit the like button. If you can, drop your play of the days. I know you've probably put it throughout. You know, I'm not always hosting, so I'm getting better. I'm learning. But I want to highlight them. I want to go over all of them again. I want to put them there for swig. So if you've got a bet today or a play of the day, drop it one more time. I know I already highlighted Stacks, but if you can, Justin, put that in there one more time. Because I want to be able to recap you guys' action when we recap ours. You guys, I mean, you are the show, not us. We don't have anything without the chat. So we love you guys. Thank you. All you guys, let us know what you're betting and we'll go over it. I'll hit this first really quick, Moose. So it looks like there's a couple bets here that I might make that I have not yet, but I'm going to go ahead and give out the 3 that I have officially made. I went ahead and took Yordan Alvarez over 1.5 along with the Astros to win the game at plus 209. I took the first 5 over 4.5 at -115 in Colorado, San Diego. I took Shohei Ohtani over 1.5 total bases at -116. I will be putting that with the Marte as the hitter prop parlay of the day with my guy Mikey Money. He had Marte ribeye, not bases, so it'll be Marte RBI, Shohei Ohtani bases. I just got to put it together, but that's going to be the parlay. I like the first 5 over in the Dodgers-Oakland game. I will be very likely betting that, adding that to my card. I also like your team total on it, but that's my official action for right now. What are you looking at, Moose?
I've got the Giants Reds first 5 under 4.5, Dodgers team total over, like you said, first 5 Mets money line, and I have the Aaron Savali walks over 1.5. My favorite play, my best bet, my moose call, if you would, which hasn't meant shit. It just will be honest, it hasn't meant shit. Is the first 5 Giants at Reds under 4.5. I am looking at Boston team total over, maybe even Rangers Boston over. You still have that thing, huh?
I guess so. What was it? One more time. What's your moose call? I'm going to hit it again.
Fuck. All right. My moose call of the day is the first 5 under in the Giants and Reds under 4.5. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
And I'm also looking at the Cubs lineup. I'm trying to see. I'm sure their lineup's been posted. If I do get 5 left-handed hitters, I will be on the Cubs some way, shape, or form.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Now I want to recap some more action that you should be paying attention to, because if you're new here and you don't know, our chat makes cash, simply put. Shout out to our guy Stacks right there. Orioles team total over 4.5 -106.
Stacks.
Hell yeah, man. Our guy Jay Peasy, we should have a graphic for him, but you hear him on the intros. You see him on Sports Money giving out best bets. He said Yankees Blue Jays over 9. It's moved to 9.5 now. I think it was 9 when you gave it out earlier, if I'm not mistaken, Moose, or it was 9 when, or Moose, Jay Peasy, or it was 9 when we talked about it earlier. But shout out to our guy Jay Peasy right there, man. Appreciate you. And then one last one. Our ribeye was Marte. I don't know what the number is, but could tell Marte to have an RBI. It's going to be plus money. So shout out to our ribeye play of the day. Just rolling in with these graphics, man. Loving it, man. One last time, I got to say thank you to everybody in the chat and all the members that support Pub Sports Radio. Go to pubsportsradio.com. Make sure and sign up for the UFC competition. Go to Pub Sports Radio on YouTube and watch the guys break down the fights. We'll be back here. I think Jose will be back tomorrow, Moose. You got any last words for everybody before we dip?
I mean, I just want to give Jose the best of luck. I hear he's trying to get jumped in the LGG, the little guy gang. So hopefully he's able to get in there.
The LGG,
little guy gang, baby, gang. So hopefully he's he's able to get through there, and they're able to give him some big perks for being such a little guy. But I appreciate the opportunity to get on here, man. Cabby, it's always fun talking ball with you. Looking forward to the college season. If you aren't doing it right now, make sure you guys are following Pub Sports Radio. Make sure you guys are following at Daby Cab. Make sure you guys are following each other in the chat. All right, you see somebody in there, you see Stacks, you see Jay Peasy. Make sure you guys are following them. Don't necessarily follow the people on the screen, because Cab said it. The people that make the show are the people in the chat. So follow the people in the chat. I'm not going to promote myself here. I would much rather promote the chat. Everybody that's in there. Jay Peasy, man, you are an absolute treasure with all the intros that you've given to all the different shows. So you know what? Let me just shout out Jay Peasy for all the work he's done and all the stuff that he's been able to contribute to Pub Sports and other streams across the sports betting world. So here's the Jay Peasy.
Moose and me are the chat. Moose and I are the chat. For anybody who doesn't know, we came directly out of the chat with you guys. We're one and the same. We are the chat right here, man. So shout out to everybody out there. Sharon, Jay Peasy, Ron, my dude. Riz Wave dropped his Padres run line. We appreciate you. Tag that with the POD. Make a little goofy name or make it serious. I don't care. but tag it with the POD because we track it on pubsportsradio.com, and you can see anybody's POD. We track the record. We track everything. If they drop it in the chat or if you drop it in the chat, it's tracked on our website. It's a lot of fun. It's free too, so go check it out. But that's about it for a Saturday Say Hey Plays without our guy Jose. I hope we're able to get him back from Afghanistan. He's doing good work over there. We love you guys, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.